Every December 13th, the city of Nanjing falls silent in remembrance. Across the city, a somber mood settles in, as people from all walks of life pause to reflect on a tragedy that forever changed the course of Chinese history. This day marks the anniversary of the Nanjing Massacre, a horrific event that continues to shape China's national identity and collective memory. The pain of this tragedy is still felt deeply, echoing through generations. In December 1937, Japanese troops captured Nanjing, then the capital of China, unleashing 6 weeks of unimaginable violence. Mass murder, rape, and widespread atrocities left the city in ruins and its people traumatized. Today, the Memorial Hall of the Victims stands as a stark reminder of the human cost of war. Its walls are engraved with the names of those lost, and its exhibits tell the stories of suffering, survival, and resilience. Since 2014, December 13th has been officially recognized as National Memorial Day for the Nanjing Massacre. Each year, crowds gather at the Memorial Hall, joined by officials and survivors, to ensure the victims are never forgotten and their stories are passed on. The day is not only about honoring the lost, but also about teaching future generations the gravity of this history. School children visit the memorial, families light candles, and educators guide groups through exhibits, emphasizing the importance of remembrance and learning. The massacre remains a flashpoint in China-Japan relations, with over 300,000 killed according to Chinese estimates. The number itself has become a symbol, etched into the national consciousness and memorialized in stone. Any attempt to downplay or deny the event is met with fierce condemnation in China. The memory of Nanjing is fiercely protected, and efforts to revise history are seen as an affront to the victims and their descendants. The annual ceremony is powerful and deeply moving. Sirens wail across the city, traffic stops, and thousands gather in front of the Memorial Hall. For a moment, the entire city pauses in collective mourning and reflection. Wreaths are laid by dignitaries, speeches are delivered recalling the horrors and lessons of the past, and a minute of silence is observed. The atmosphere is heavy with grief, but also with a sense of unity and resolve. It's a day to reinforce the narrative of suffering, resilience, and the enduring importance of peace. Survivors share their stories, doves are released as symbols of hope, and children lay white flowers in quiet tribute. The memory of Nanjing is both a national wound and a tool in diplomacy, reminding the world of the need to confront history honestly and to strive for peace and reconciliation in the future. The 2025 memorial was quieter than usual. The ceremony's subdued tone reflected the tense climate between China and Japan. High-ranking officials attended, but speeches focused on peace, not blame. With tensions over Taiwan escalating, Beijing chose restraint over rhetoric. The silence was strategic, a signal to avoid inflaming conflict while honoring the past. The event became a barometer of the fraught relationship between the two nations. Historical memory here was not just about mourning, but about managing the present. The way the massacre is remembered shifts with the political winds. In 2025, remembrance was an act of caution as much as commemoration. To truly grasp the weight and significance of this day, we must journey back to the winter of 1937, a time that forever changed the course of Chinese history. In December, the Imperial Japanese Army stormed into Nanjing, then the capital of China. What followed was not just a military occupation, but 6 weeks of unimaginable horror and suffering for the city's residents. Discipline among the invading soldiers collapsed entirely. They unleashed a wave of violence, killing indiscriminately, looting homes and businesses, and committing mass sexual violence on a scale rarely seen in modern history. Surrendered Chinese soldiers were executed en masse, often in public displays meant to terrorize the population. Civilians, regardless of age or gender, were slaughtered without mercy, their lives cut short in a matter of moments. The city itself was left in ruins, homes and neighborhoods destroyed, entire families wiped out, and a once vibrant community reduced to ashes and silence. Tens of thousands of women suffered unspeakable brutality, with many raped and murdered. The scale and cruelty of these acts led the world to call this atrocity the Rape of Nanking, a name that still evokes horror and sorrow. Decades later, author Iris Chang's groundbreaking 1997 book brought renewed global attention to these crimes, ensuring that the stories of the victims would not be forgotten and sparking international dialogue about historical memory. The true death toll remains a subject of heated debate. China cites over 300,000 victims, while some Japanese sources claim the number is much lower. This dispute continues to fuel tension and controversy. For China, the massacre is not just a chapter in a history book. It is a living memory, a matter of justice, and a wound that has yet to fully heal. Denial or minimization of the massacre by some in Japan is seen by many as an evasion of responsibility, deepening the pain and mistrust between the two nations. The legacy of the massacre continues to cast a long shadow, poisoning trust and complicating diplomatic relations between China and Japan to this day. Remembering the horror is not only about honoring the victims, but also about understanding the present and striving to prevent such tragedies in the future. The scars of 1937 still shape Asia's geopolitics, reminding us that history's wounds can echo across generations and borders. The most powerful reminders of the massacre come from its survivors. Their presence, their voices, and their memories are living links to a past that must never be forgotten. Each survivor carries a story that is both deeply personal and universally significant. Their stories turn statistics into human suffering, transforming numbers into faces, names, and families forever changed. Through their words, we are able to grasp the true scale of loss and the depth of pain endured. Jia Shuqin, who was only 8 years old in 1937, survived after witnessing her family's murder. Her courage to speak out, even decades later, gives voice to countless others who cannot. Such testimonies are irrefutable evidence against denial. They stand as living proof, challenging those who would erase or distort history. Survivors' voices force us to confront the reality of the atrocity. Their willingness to relive trauma in order to educate others is an act of profound bravery. But time is running out. Fewer than 100 survivors remain in 2025. Each year, their numbers dwindle, and with every loss, a unique perspective disappears forever. Each year, more voices are lost, making preservation urgent. The silence left behind is a stark reminder of the importance of recording every testimony while we still can. The Memorial Hall races to record every testimony and artifact, working tirelessly to capture memories before they fade. Every interview, every object becomes a vital piece of history. As living memory fades, the transition to recorded history accelerates. The responsibility to safeguard these accounts grows heavier with each passing year. The memorial is not just a museum, but an active archive, a place where the past is preserved and made accessible for future generations. By preserving these voices, China builds a fortress of memory, standing strong against the tides of forgetting and denial. The goal is clear: to ensure the world never forgets what happened in Nanjing, and to honor the survivors whose courage keeps history alive. Memory is shaped not just by monuments but by culture. In 2025, the film Dead to Rights brought the massacre's horrors to a new generation. Its graphic realism fueled national pride and anti-Japanese sentiment. Online, the film sparked heated debate and calls for a stronger apology from Japan. The Japanese embassy even warned its citizens to be cautious in China. Films like this keep the wounds of history fresh, complicating reconciliation. Chinese media often portrays the war as a story of victimhood and resistance. Popular culture ensures the past remains present, especially for the young. The result: historical grievances are kept alive, shaping public opinion and policy. In China, the past is never just history. It's a living force. The 20,000 Somper Notsenz de la Nostin Samr, 25 Bifen Sopper, I grow, 5,000 memorials. Restraint can't be separated from geopolitics. Tensions over Taiwan have made China-Japan relations volatile. Japan's statements about Taiwan's security were seen as provocations by Beijing. Military incidents and harsh rhetoric raised the stakes before the memorial. A fiery ceremony could have escalated the crisis. Instead, Beijing chose a solemn, inward focus, mourning without provocation. Historical memory is a flexible tool. It can inflame or soothe. In 2025, it was used to de-escalate, not to accuse. The past became a means of managing the present. Even remembrance is shaped by the demands of geopolitics. For China, remembering Nanjing is a moral and political imperative. To forget the past is to betray, a phrase repeated by leaders. The massacre symbolizes a century of humiliation and the need for national strength. Remembrance is central to patriotic education and unity. The Communist Party uses this memory to legitimize its rule and rally support. Internationally, the massacre is invoked in disputes with Japan. reinforcing moral leverage. As long as these wounds are used politically, reconciliation remains elusive. The annual commemoration is about securing China's future by remembering its past. The quiet 2025 ceremony showed that history is never just history in China. The past is a living presence, shaping the nation's destiny and its place in the world.